Where do you stand in terms of what the economic impact would be of a no deal Brexit?
So I think there are two issues here. The long-term impact, where the honest answer is no one knows. And I think one of the unfortunate things is that economists on both sides of the argument have claimed they know exactly what the outcome will be, and it'll be either very bad or very good. That is not a helpful way of thinking about it. We just don't know. My own guess, for what it's worth, is that it's unlikely to be terribly significant in either direction. But the honest answer is we don't know. The short-run impact is different, because the real problem that the UK faces now is not leaving the European Union as such, but the consequences of the collapse of the political system in Britain, with both major parties totally divided down the middle, and one unable to govern coherently because of that division, and the opposition trying to stay away from that, and actually being just as divided as the government. The consequences of that are to create a lot of short-term uncertainty, and that could be damaging. Now, the fact that the UK is not prepared to leave without a deal means it's in a very weak position now. That was unnecessary, but it's where we are.
How has Theresa May dealt with executing Brexit?
Well, it's hard to describe what's happened as clear, decisive leadership. What we have not done is do the obvious things, which is to say we'd like a free trade deal with the rest of the EU, but we can't guarantee that or impose that deal on them. So we have to be prepared and put in place from August 2016 a program of work to ensure that it was credible to say, look, if we can't reach a deal, well, okay, we'll leave without it. It's very late in the day to try and pretend that we could do that now.
So you briefly mentioned sort of the next crisis. This is a time where everyone's reflecting on the last 10 years and trying to figure out what it is that's going to cause the next crisis and how that's going to relate to what we saw last time around. Massive piles of government debt, the US dollar reserve status. I mean, all sorts of really doomsday scenarios being painted.
Well, it's easy to describe lots of doomsday scenarios, and most of them will not materialize. I think the most important thing is to say that none of us know from where the next crisis will come. What we do know is that when it does arrive, the banking system will be at the center of it, and therefore ensuring that where there is massive maturity transformation, any institutions that borrow short and lend long, we have a mechanism for being able to lend to them in a crisis and ensuring they don't ever again reach the levels of excessive leverage that we saw in 2008.
Just wanted to quickly ask Lord King about China. We were talking before the break about the Turkish lira. We've seen how with countries like Turkey or Argentina, a big fall in the currency can really hurt them. China's currency's been falling, not as much as that, but significantly for them. Do you think that's causing more pain for China than perhaps we realize here? And how strong is that economy at the moment?
Well, I think there's a tremendous opportunity, which I would like President Trump to take advantage of, to bring together the big surplus and deficit countries and say we're all suffering from this. We can't go on indefinitely having large surpluses and deficits. How are we going to find a way through it? I don't think unilaterally imposing tariffs is the most effective way of doing it, but a deal is there to be had without any doubt. And we saw when China tried to prop up its exchange rate a year or so ago, it lost $1 trillion in foreign exchange reserves in a year. It can't afford to go on doing that. So it's in everyone's interest now to try and find a path in which we can navigate our way back to a better balanced world economy.
Lord King, it's been a pleasure having you with us today. Sadly, no time to discuss cricket, but perhaps next time.
I think an hour on that next time would be appropriate.
Next time,
yes,
I'm sure.
Our
Sarah's desperate to learn this.
Would love that.
Will enjoy it very much.